Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. If you were to lose everything in an instant, your wealth, status, and even confidence, what would you do? Would you crumble in despair, or find a new and stronger way to live? The story of Zeno, who transformed from a wealthy merchant into the father of Stoicism, proves that adversity does not merely break us, it can shape us into the best version of ourselves. Join us as we explore the philosophy that has transformed how millions approach life, from ancient times to the modern day. Zeno and the origins of Stoicism. Around 300 BCE, in the city of Cyprus, there lived a wealthy merchant named Zeno. During a journey from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his cargo ship was wrecked, sending all of his possessions to the bottom of the sea. In an instant, Zeno went from being a wealthy man to having nothing. Imagine yourself in Zeno's position, facing such a monumental loss. How would you react? Would you feel anger, sorrow, or a sense of injustice? These emotions are natural, yet Zeno, the father of Stoicism, chose a different path. Stoicism teaches that even a small shift in mindset can create a profound impact. Instead of succumbing to despair, Zeno learned to accept and remain calm in the face of events beyond his control. After studying philosophers like Socrates, he realized that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have full control over how we respond. This power, when used wisely, can help us lead more effective lives. Rather than mourning his losses like the cargo sunk in the wreck, Zeno chose to stay composed and embrace reality with a sense of tranquility. Accepting what cannot be controlled today, many people mistakenly believe that followers of Stoicism are invincible individuals who never experience strong emotions like anger or anxiety. In reality, Stoic philosophy goes far beyond such misconceptions. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or being unfeeling. Instead, it is a way of perceiving, interpreting, and deeply understanding the world around us. This philosophy, which has endured for centuries, remains highly relevant in addressing modern challenges, just as it was thousands of years ago. Stoicism helps us confront negative emotions and transform difficult experiences into opportunities for gaining profound and fresh perspectives on life. Perspective is key, and since everyone has unique experiences, each person will see the world differently. Followers of Stoicism often gathered in public spaces to discuss and share their philosophy, making it accessible and popular across all social classes. They believed that Stoic principles could benefit everyone and should not be confined to the walls of schools or palaces. As a result, Stoicism spread widely, reaching everyone from slaves to emperors. Some of the most renowned figures in Stoic philosophy include Epictetus, a former slave, Seneca, a brilliant statesman, and Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who is regarded as one of history's greatest leaders. Early Stoics not only taught their philosophy, but also practiced it rigorously, opposing all forms of injustice. They introduced the concept of cosmopolitan, or citizen of the world, championing unity and inclusion on a global scale thousands of years ago. Although women in those times rarely had the opportunity to study philosophy, Stoic thinkers opposed such injustices. Musonius Rufus, the teacher of Epictetus, stated, "Women are no less capable than men in striving for virtue and justice." He posed the question, if men are allowed to study philosophy, why should women not have the same right? Although uncommon at the time, women were still able to explore and contribute to this philosophical movement. Why do so many people choose Stoicism as a way of life today? In a world full of uncertainty, our emotions often become obstacles. In reality, we are not upset because something bad happens, but because it defies our expectations. Think about rain, a natural phenomenon that brings numerous benefits like watering plants, providing drinking water, and maintaining a cool climate. Yet, if rain suddenly falls while you're without an umbrella, the experience can feel unpleasant. But why do we not despair every time it rains? Because we have learned to accept rain as an inevitable part of life, beyond our control. Stoicism teaches that, much like rain, negative events are bound to happen, and we should learn to accept them. Imagine the worst possible outcome and remain calm. A Stoic exercise called voluntary discomfort encourages us to face small challenges to build resilience and gratitude. Try sleeping on the floor, taking cold showers instead of warm ones, or eating nothing but potatoes for a few days. These exercises help us realize that, no matter how tough circumstances may seem, we can survive and even thrive with the right mindset. Confronting small inconveniences prepares us mentally for greater challenges ahead. In today's world, where advertisements constantly remind us that happiness depends on owning perfect things, this message becomes even more vital. We grow up learning from family, schools, and society, but these sources often conflict, creating unrealistic expectations and inevitable disappointment. Instead of chasing external validation, we should focus on improving ourselves for our own sake. Doing things solely for inner satisfaction is the right way to live. When we attach external hopes or goals to our actions, we often face disappointment. Many try to fill their inner void by purchasing luxury cars, homes, or building families, but these rarely bring lasting happiness. Stoicism teaches that if you base your happiness on external factors, you are gambling with things that are inherently unstable. Cars can break down, natural disasters can destroy cities, and relationships may not always last. Even the free things in life have a cost. They take up space, both physical and mental. As Seneca once wrote, learning to live with less creates space in your life for the things that truly matter. True happiness must come from inner values, not from the things we possess. We need to maintain calmness regardless of the challenges life throws at us, because most of what happens is beyond our control. The only thing we can control is how we respond. The core principle of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control, reminds us to distinguish between what is within our power and what is not. As Epictetus said, the chief task in life is to identify and separate matters so that I can clearly say, these are external things beyond my control, and these are choices I can make. We should base our self-worth on what we can control, rather than external factors. Pursuing goals is positive, but collapsing when things do not go as planned reflects ineffective living, according to Stoicism. For instance, creating a YouTube video may be easier than ruling an empire, but it still involves many challenges. The process involves brainstorming ideas, conducting research, writing scripts, filming, editing, designing thumbnails, and creating titles. All of these are within your control until you hit the upload button. From that point, the control shifts to YouTube's algorithm. Yet, many people measure success based on views or followers, factors largely beyond their control. Stoicism teaches that true success should be measured by the effort you put in, rather than by outcomes influenced by external expectations. Trust the process. Living simply means freeing yourself from unnecessary societal pressures. Imagine someone who has worked diligently for 6 months and believes they deserve a promotion. They present their achievements to their manager but are not promoted. Returning home, they feel inadequate. They fail to consider that the decision may not be personal. The manager could be in a bad mood, the company might face financial struggles, or a more suitable candidate may exist. Even without knowing the reason, they feel disappointed. If they focus solely on the quality of their work, rather than outcomes beyond their control, they will find greater happiness. Their goal is not canceled, it is merely delayed. This shift in mindset, as Stoicism suggests, is the key to overcoming life's obstacles. The 4 virtues of Stoicism. Stoics do not measure success by financial gain, but by finding comfort in living a fulfilling life without relying on material possessions. Stoicism revolves around 4 main virtues: wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice. Wisdom is the ability to distinguish between what is internal and external, as well as choosing the right way to respond to situations. As Viktor Frankl stated, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. Courage is reflected in perseverance and resilience. Temperance means achieving more with less, maximizing results while minimizing resources. While billionaires compete for the top spots on wealth rankings, Stoics believe that true wealth lies in having just enough. Justice, the most important virtue, reminds us to live for the common good, avoid causing harm, and act with kindness and fairness toward others. Nelson Mandela, a modern example of Stoicism. Nelson Mandela embodies the virtue of justice. After spending 27 years in prison, he rose to become the president of South Africa. Instead of seeking revenge against those who had wronged him, Mandela chose the path of reconciliation, exemplifying the spirit of a truly great leader. During his imprisonment, Mandela read the works of Marcus Aurelius and absorbed the core values of Stoicism. Rather than calling for retaliation, he urged his people to focus on rebuilding and moving forward. Mandela emphasized that the past cannot be changed. What matters is looking ahead and working to build a better nation. This reflects the essence of Stoicism, accepting what is beyond our control and concentrating on positive actions in the present. The application of Stoicism. In modern medicine, Stoicism forms the foundation for therapies such as rational and motive behavior therapy, REBT, and logotherapy. REBT helps patients identify and challenge negative thought patterns through logic, replacing them with more positive and constructive beliefs. On the other hand, logotherapy emphasizes that a sense of purpose is the core driving force in human life. Even in the darkest situations, we can find meaning and joy by discovering our purpose. However, changing one's mindset is not easy. It is a process that requires letting go of old thought patterns and adopting new ones. To improve happiness, we must practice self-reflection. By focusing on what we can control rather than what lies beyond our reach, we can lead happier and more fulfilling lives. Stoicism acts as a compass, guiding us through the storms of the past and present, helping us find peace. And if our ship sinks, we can still smile, knowing that we have lived well, even if not as long as we might have hoped. After all, everything eventually comes to an end. Life is a series of unexpected events, but how we face them is what truly shapes who we are. Stoicism is more than just a philosophy. It is a compass that guides you to find peace, even in the midst of life's storms. Are you ready to embrace these principles and become a stronger version of yourself? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share it to spread this message to more people. See you in the next video.